It's official. Disney Plus has flatlined. People are not watching it any more than they were before, and we're talking about 3 years ago. Whereas all the other streaming platforms seem to be going up, up, up. The fans of Disney have had enough. Not even Bluey can save them now. So, what's the plan? Strap it to Hulu and pretend everything was always A-OK. Hello folks, hello fam, welcome back yet again. What a pleasure, what an honor to gather together and spend time with you. Thank you for inviting us into your day. We've got info headed your way. We're going to talk about the fact that Disney Plus, according to a major new report, is not growing, has not been growing, and the only reason Disney is showing any kind of positive improvement for streaming, if they are, is because they bought Hulu at a cost of many, many, many billions of dollars and then shoved it into Disney Plus. Folks, we must ask you, click that like button, drop a comment down below, and let us know your thoughts. And if you see the hype button, you know the time is ripe to hit the hype. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. It's out of Geeks and Gamers by Alex Gurzo. Disney Plus experienced no viewership growth in 3 years. This is a problem because what have we been telling you? Disney Plus appears to have been attached to the hip to Hulu so that as it dips, Hulu can hide the collapse of the mainstream leading platform for Disney. Disney Plus may be the number 2 streaming service after Netflix. I would challenge that, but it's struggling to attract new subscribers and hasn't shown any viewership growth in 3 years. A new Bloomberg streaming study from 2020 to 2025 has a lot of interesting tidbits in it, like the most popular original streaming show, Ozark, the most streamed show of all, NCIS, and the rise of free streamers like Tubi, the Roku channel, and the dominant service YouTube. But one aspect of the survey the author is mystified isn't a bigger story, except it has been here, is the stagnation of Disney Plus. It has not had any viewership growth in 3 years. Amazing. A chart measuring growth included in the article shows Disney growing from having 4.6% of TV viewership in 2021 to 5.2% in 2022, then stalling in 23, after which it began to dip to its current share of 4.8. Meanwhile, both Netflix and Amazon have grown their viewership over the same period, with Amazon going from 2.2 to 3.7 and Netflix jumping a walloping 6.6 to 8.2. This is surprising, partly because of how popular it was when it launched in 2019, talking about Disney Plus. Now remember, this is in spite of Bluey. This is in spite of Moana. This is in spite of, or maybe it's been caused by, what they did to Star Wars. Boys and girls, I'm going to tell you, Lauren, I think they kind of nuked Disney Plus when they nuked Gina Carano, and they still haven't recovered. It may have been one of the most expensive mistakes the company ever did. What say you?
Yeah, I don't think it was just firing Gina Carano, although that was a lot of it. It's also just the cost of their original productions to start with. It's also that they're locking everything onto their own service and not renting it out to other streaming services as well to make secondary revenue. They're doing everything that they can not to do physical media. The physical media that they do is limited and steelbook and expensive and usually difficult to get. So to me, they're cutting off all of their additional revenue streams and they're spending too much. And that sucks because you kind of need to spend the money to get the quality of the show that people expect. But if they're not watching it, if they're not engaging with the content because you're making stuff people don't like, you're not going to recoup those investments. You're not going to get the advertising revenue. And ultimately, the system's going to fail. You can't keep propping up the numbers by giving away free or almost free accounts.
That's right. And Marvin, the other problem too is, yes, Disney broke $6 billion at the box office this year, but they also released by far the most movies. And the expenses of those movies mean they didn't make that much, if anything. You got streaming collapse, you got box office collapse, and nobody's talking about any of that. Now, Bob Iger seems to be switching to the idea of AI to try to save Disney Plus now. They're going to embed Sora Disney videos into Disney Plus.
And because of their need to film in London, we now know exactly what these shows and these movies are costing them. And in the case of things like The Acolyte, you're looking at $300 million for The Acolyte. You're looking at $600 million for The Rise of Skywalker. Lord only knows what they spent on Avatar. We won't find out because it wasn't filmed in London. But yeah, so they are spending more than anyone. And yes, making more than anyone. But again, it's what's your profit margin. That is the short-sighted thing that a lot of people don't ever talk about. when discussing things like this, and that is what companies like Disney bank on. They want to be able to say, look how great we're doing. It's like, okay, well, what's your profit margin? And then once you say that, it's ho-hum and this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, it is. And the AI thing is going to come with a ton of issues because, you know, I guarantee the terms of service of that, everything you create will be owned by Disney, and they will have the right to reuse it without giving you a single cent. And then they're gonna take some concept that somebody created via AI and make it mainstream and not pay that person anything, and it is going to be a court of public opinion nightmare for them.
They've got another nightmare. Here is further down in the article. Folks, we recommend that you go read it. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to geeksandgamers.com, bookmark it on your browser. You'll be very happy that you did. It says, moreover, all 10 of the most watched original streaming shows belong to Netflix. Even The Mandalorian doesn't make the list. Of the top 10 shows that include non-originals, only Bluey streams on Disney+. And while it is third on the list, it's drowned out by everything else. The Bloomberg piece mentions Disney integrating Hulu and ESPN in the Disney app. That's what they're doing, folks. They're trying to integrate Hulu and ESPN to hide how badly this has gone. And perhaps this is the clearest indication of why it's doing that. Several of the shows on the top 10 streaming list, including numbers 1 and 2, NCIS and Grey's Anatomy, stream on Hulu. This has always been the plan. We told you about this, folks. 3 years ago, we explained Project Hulk and what it was. Ron, it was buy Hulu, billions and billions and billions of dollars, $30 billion to buy Hulu to kill it and to stick it into Disney+. And that's what they're going to do to try to save this thing and save face for Bob Iger and Dana Walden, who I think there's no way she can be the next CEO. If they have any sense about them, she has led one of the worst business segments of Disney. She's not over the cruises. She's not over the parks. She's over streaming and the news, and boy, she doesn't have a clue about either one. Ron, your thoughts?
I just, there's something I don't understand about this. I am, honestly, I'm just flabbergasted, totally surprised that Disney Plus didn't gain just absolute millions of subscribers a few months ago when they started releasing POV videos from their parks, you know, the same kind that people could see on YouTube from people that just go to the parks. How did that not attract millions and millions of new viewers? How do they not get new subscribers to Disney Plus when they release their Christmas specials on YouTube? I don't get it.
But you know what that was? Ron, do you know what that was? Why would they release those specials on YouTube?
Because they make money on YouTube.
And that's where the people really are.
They don't make money on Disney Plus.
That's where the people really are. Yeah. They're not on Disney Plus. They're on YouTube. So you can't just live. Even Disney can't live on Disney Plus because YouTube is just dominating. I mean, listen, if we compare Disney to Netflix, that's one thing. But let me tell you something. When you start comparing them to YouTube, it's a growing gulf between them. Let me pull this up real quick. We haven't shown this in a very long time. We used to do this like twice a month. Let's go here real quick. It's gotten worse. If you're a long time viewer, listener of the channel, you'll know this just looking at it. Let me see if I can zoom this out just a little bit so we can see it full. There we go. Okay, here's what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. Talking about the percentage of viewership on TVs, only on TVs. We're not talking about phones. We're not talking about tablets. None of that. Your laptop? No, just TVs, and really and truly smart TVs. On smart TVs, YouTube main, not YouTube TV, not YouTube on a browser on your smart TV, just YouTube main. 12.9%. It's now approaching 13% of all TV viewership. Almost 13% is just YouTube. Disney, when you combine everything it has together, Disney Plus, ESPN, the Fubo stuff, Hulu, everything they've got at Disney, they rise to 4.7, which is to say they're about half. Everything Disney does is about half of Netflix, and it's way behind YouTube. And again, this isn't YouTube overall. This is just YouTube, the app on smart TVs. The real viewership for YouTube dominates Disney in a far bigger way. So Ron, that's why they have to go to YouTube. It's too big for them.
Oh yeah. I mean, YouTube, it's really strange because they have to go to YouTube. They have to post on YouTube, and yet then that could decrease their subscriber numbers to Disney Plus, because if that was what you wanted to watch on Disney Plus, you don't need to watch it there now. It's It's the whole thing is very, very strange. But I guess Hulu is their saving grace and ESPN is their saving grace. So I'm guessing their strategy, putting Hulu, putting ESPN into Disney Plus, is so that it sounds like the Disney name is the bigger name, the bigger contributor, when it's actually not, correct?
That's correct. Now, here's the question, guys. Panel, last question. Will we get honest reporting in 2026 where people put pressure on Disney to answer for this? Any chance of that?
Who would do that? The Hollywood media? No, that's not happening. People like us will, but they can ignore us. No, you will not see any mainstream outlets putting pressure on them.
You know what I think, Marvin? I think they can't ignore us. I think that we have become the new media. And I think the viewership of this channel and your channels and the places like Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Yellow Flash and Valiant Renegade, we can keep going, Midnight's Edge. Folks, these channels, George the Giant Slayer, these channels covering Disney, I think is a much bigger deal than the New York Times even today, because the new media has switched on over. And now we're running over and over the numbers and saying, hey, Disney, your streaming service has flatlined. And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below, and oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.